It's Matt with Kane Research Group, part of Charting Mastery. Today we're going to be taking a look at SQQQ. Reason being is because we felt it was important, given the fact that we're seeing a couple of things in the charts that are really truly worth noting at this point, especially month over month, and given the fact that the general overall markets have, as you know, buckled over the past couple of trading days. So again, if you're enjoying some of the analysis we're providing, please feel free to subscribe to the channel below. And if this particular stock ticker, ETF ticker you'd like us to do an analysis on, just drop that ticker into the comments box below, and we're happy to generate and spin up a analysis video for you within 48 hours or so. So up on the screen, as usual, we've got the monthly, weekly, and daily charts. We're going to hop right into it and talk about the monthly chart. And just as a quick summary for folks who are not intimately familiar with SQQQ, is that it is a naturally deteriorating security, price action security by design. SQQQ is the inverse of QQQ. When QQQ or the NASDAQ pops up, SQQQ drops down, and vice versa. So for anyone who's maybe not interested in short selling stocks and wants to short sell the market in general, SQQQ is a great play for the shorter term. It is not a long-term investment, or not designed, I should say, to be a long-term investment. As you can see, the month-over-month charts, it's been trading since around, let's see, February of 2010. But I want to point out something here that we're seeing. The PPO line is starting to cross upwards and potentially cross the signal line here. That is bullish for SQQQ, bearish for the market. The ultimate oscillator here is starting to come off of the oversold line and popping upwards. That again is bullish for this particular stock. The one thing I wanted to point out here is something that I think is of real concern for most folks who are long positions in the stock market. I guess it's a great thing for folks who just love SQQQ and the perma bears out there. But for bulls out there, what we're seeing here is something that's a little more concerning, and that is that the DI negative line here has not been gaining a whole lot of strength as the security has been falling. Now that is bearish for the market. Typically, you know, with most equities, we love to see this DI negative line cross downwards, and we love to see the DI plus line, or considered the strength of the bears, cross upwards. That would indicate upward momentum. What we're seeing here is that we're seeing a little bit of a curl downwards on the DI negative line, which is again great for SQQQ, but it is quite a negative warning. It's flashing a warning sign for the general markets, the fact that the DI negative line has not been curling downwards. We, as the folks who love seeing great companies and long-term holdings go in the positive direction, we would want to see this DI negative line be curling upwards. That would indicate selling in SQQQ and therefore buying in the general stock market. But that's not what we're seeing. We're starting to see weakness in DI negative, and we're starting to see the DI plus line here really kind of traveling at a sideways pace, but we tried to bump up a little bit here. If this starts to curl up, and especially if it crosses 25, which would indicate bullish indication for SQQQ, if that starts to curl upwards, that's a pretty strong negative signal for the entire market. But let's hop down real quick and wrap this video up on the weekly and daily charts. Again, as we get more granular, you're going to see more information here. Week over week, the last closing week here, which was the 18th, it seems. Let me just double check my dates here. Okay, so last closing week, you had basically a strong volume bar here, indicating that there was strength in this particular equity. SQQQ was gaining traction to the upside because of the volume confirmation. We have the PPO line here about to cross over the zero line. Again, bullish for SQQQ. The ultimate oscillator is not giving us a whole lot of information at the present moment, except for the fact that it is holding strength at its level right now. And also, as you can see here, the DI plus line has started to curl upwards. Again, bearish for the market, bullish for SQQQ week over week. Now the daily is where the meat of the information is located. I've outlined here some areas to note. The orange shaded box here is a significant consolidation area, and the top bar of this, around $35 a share, would be considered significant price support. So at the present moment, I would say it's not necessarily a trade that I would be looking to enter into, given the fact that we're up against some prior resistance lines here around about $45 to $50 a share. It's approaching that, so I think the risk-reward ratio for entering at this time might not be there, but we did see a few days ago, we did see the signals turn on, telling us that we were potentially going higher. We were looking for triggers of that, and I think a nice push up with high volume on the 12th of April, the 12th of April, let us know that this consolidation period was going to ultimately result in a period of up move. And so we did see that. The indicators below did tell us that we were basically going to be seeing some upside momentum. PPO line crossed over the zero line. We had the ultimate oscillator cross over 50, and we had the DI plus line cross over the DI negative. The one thing to note here, however, that this trend may not be sticking for too long of a period of time, is that the ADX line has not really started to curl upwards. If that starts to curl upwards above 25, and it coincides with the DI plus line riding along with it, we're going to end up seeing more upside for the short term for this. But do watch out for a pullback first, possibly down to 40, and then be looking at the other indicators, especially volume, to see if there's a particular entry point that works for you. So again, good luck, good trading out there, and do certainly be careful.